The final frontier just got that a little bit closer. The Voyager 1 space probe has become the first human-made object to enter interstellar space. That's beyond our solar system. Scientists think it actually happened a little more than a year ago, but NASA announced it only yesterday after examining data on plasma density that showed Voyager had crossed the boundary.
That's just great. I mean, we had hoped when we began this mission in 1972 that we would reach interstellar space, but none of us knew how big the bubble the sun creates around itself is, or how, if a spacecraft could last so long as to actually leave the bubble and enter the space between the stars.
Well, Voyager's twin probe Voyager 2 is expected to enter interstellar space in 3 to 4 years. But what happens next? I want to talk about that with Tariq Malik, managing editor of Space.com. He is currently at CNN New York. Thank you for joining us. Now, for those not very well versed in space and space issues, what exactly do we mean by interstellar space?
Well, interstellar space is, as the speaker before mentioned, just the space between the stars. The sun, everything that we know, we all travel with the sun in this little bubble protected from this vastness of the rest of the galaxy. And what the Voyager probe has done is it's popped free of that bubble, and it's in this vast emptiness now between our sun and then the next stars over, and that's it for this spacecraft. It's left us forever, and it's our time capsule to the rest of the universe.
And it will or will not be sending any data back?
Well, it's sending a signal back right now, really weak one. This plasma data that you mentioned earlier. That's how they were able to tell that the changes that they could detect out there, say it's in interstellar space for sure. Now, over the next few years, they're probably going to be powering it down over time because it's almost lights out now for this spacecraft.
All right, and when you say it's out there in nothing, I mean, we're absolutely sure there is nothing there.
Well, there are some particles. That's what this instrument that's working now can detect. But what's there is completely different than anything that NASA or scientists have seen before. It's an alien environment, which is what the scientists told us yesterday. They don't know what else they're going to see out there with this instrument. And it's pretty much on a one-way trip to a star about 17 light years away. It's a 40,000-year trip for this spacecraft now.
Wow. And what have we learned before it embarked on that journey by crossing that border, that boundary?
Well, for the last few years, actually the last decade or so, we've really learned what this edge border zone of our solar system is like. It's called the heliopause. It's like a bow shock that protects our solar system from the rest of the galaxy as we orbit the center of our Milky Way. It really kind of shown them how thick that place is, how long of a trip it is to get through that. On the way out of the solar system, it beamed back amazing photos of Neptune, the Jupiter and the giant planets, and its twin Voyager 2 following suit now to be our emissaries to interstellar space.
Wow, interesting, interesting stuff. Thanks very much indeed, Tariq Malik, for enlightening us there on that from CNN in New York.